Good morning, traders. Welcome, YouTube. This is the I haven't done a YouTube video in some time for personal reasons. I've been busy with a few personal things and things that just came up and I had to give my attention to. So it was just a bit of a stretch to do the Tuesday analysis. But I'm here now, so I'm going to give you guys a breakdown. Going to talk a bit about GU as well as GJ. And I'm going to discuss a few things regarding probably high probability trades. And just now, so currently it's 50-50 in sense of direction. If you look at the daily chart on GU, it could go up, could be reaching for this previous high. So let's just mark that up. That could go up, reaching for that previous high. It could also go down to create a wick for this daily candle. So this daily candle doesn't have a wick, so it could go down as well, trade below that low, create a wick. It doesn't create a wick for this candle, but it fills a space where there could have been a wick. Because if you look at price action, candle usually has a wick on both sides, and often when there's no wicks, you'll see the following candle come down and fill that space where there were no wick. So you can see there was no wick, then this wick came down, filled that space where there could have been a wick, and then it did whatever it needed to do. So it doesn't mean it's a directional biased thing. So look at this example as well. There's no wick. Price then eventually pulls back, doesn't go all the way down. It first comes, fills the space where there could have been a wick, and then it drops towards the downside. We have to look at another example over here as well. Very good example. Two candles, no wicks. Goes up, but this candle first fills that space where there should have been a wick. Sweeps, fills the liquidity over there. Small little wick over there. So every now and again you'll see this example and you'll see this happening. Again here. There's no wick above. Second day, third day doesn't do anything, and the fourth day comes up, fills this candle, and then trades lower. So if you're bearish in this day, just be mindful the price could still be coming up to create that wick area and then still be going bearish. It doesn't mean your bias is wrong. It just means I think it's probably another way of rebalancing and creating efficient pricing. Well, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. That's just how I view it. It's just I've noticed that there's wicks, and then sometimes the wicks don't get filled, or sometimes there's no wicks, and then price comes and fills that wicks. And for instance, in this case, it doesn't happen for a long time, so it's not always going to be immediate. But no wick, and then it took a few weeks to actually come down and fill those wicks and just continue on down. So, but the best examples are like the ones that I showed now, where it's more immediate. So that's why looking at current price action, not seeing a wick there is obviously the possibility that price could first come down as well and create that wick. But it's also highly likely the price can continue up higher towards the previous daily high and fill this wick. So there's two things. Maybe we'll do a lesson on this someday, but wick fills and on both ends, where you have a wick on the previous day and it gets filled, or it does not have a wick on the previous day and it gets created, type of thing. So it's a few different things that one can look at. Ultimately, this is my intraday high time frame target. It's just almost round number, key level 222080. So kind of looking to see if price can come up into this area. Yes, it's a lovely support and resistance area. If you look at that, support, resistance, support, and then coming back. So yeah, there's a few ways that I've calculated this level. But anyway, what do we do today and the rest of the week? So ideally, I would want to see bullish pricing coming up into this area. We've traded below this previous low, seeing price starting to reject it, and then ultimately breaking structure above this candle that created the sweep towards the downside. So that's key for me. That's instrumental in how I trade. So I kind of want to see price continue on higher. So let's have a look at the 1 hour. So here we have the 1 hour. Here we have that previous daily high, which I do think now is kind of a liquidity objective. We've seen price sweep below this low that we've marked out, and then we also see it trade above that high over there. So it kind of creates a reversal pattern. Now, ideally, I would have thought or would have wanted to see price use this swing leg from this low to this high because it's the most evident leg that broke structure. Take a premium and discount tool on it and try to see if price can come down towards the 50%. So it hasn't. So ideally, I think I would want to see it reach down into an area like this, potentially to see it reach this area. That's kind of the main idea, I think, would be to see price come down into this area. But obviously, we have this large imbalance that price is filling now, so it could fill it even more. Um, but that's why I said that today is lately it's more 50-50. It's no 100% clear cut. This is the direction. This is the bias. So it's not high probability conditions to be trading in. But it's not all bad. There's obviously some opportunities which we'll try to find. Look at the 50-minute now. We need to apply some of the 50-minute knowledge that we have. So I'm going to just add the Asian range. This is the New York session, but don't worry about that. Just look at this section. So we created a low, we created a high. We already traded above the high, and we're just continuing trading towards the upside. Now, obviously, which is very nice about this is that we swept these little lows and then started trading up higher. So we could potentially on the lower time frames look then for a pullback and then a continuation up higher. So as they say, buy the dip. I think that's all they say. Buy the dip. So look for a dip. There's no dip, so we're not buying. Should we be selling? Do we, because we have the idea that price could be going higher? Here we have a very clean or nice 15-minute zone. So we have the potential of price reaching down lower as well. This is the thing now. Usually when I want to be selling, I want to see this rally happening around a session opening. See it rally up into an area, create an entry pattern, and then take the short. But we're not seeing this now. We're seeing this like an hour after Asian closed. This is a good area for me, I think, for price to reach into if we're potentially gonna go somewhere. So I'm not doing anything with it now. I'm looking now for my 50-minute levels. So we have this 50-minute area right here, which is a very strong area. So looking to see if price can come up into this area, fill all of this imbalance, because you'll notice on the higher time frames, the 30 minutes, there's a lot of imbalance left here. Even the 1 hour, this imbalance is there. So can we come up, fill these imbalances, and then potentially get a shorting opportunity in here towards the downside? So this is how I would approach it. This is now my game plan. How am I going to approach this? I'm going to either wait to see if price gives entry patterns to go higher. So maybe get in somewhere down here. That's option number one. Try to see if we can get continuations up higher. Because I do think that ultimately we are more bullish and we're going to see some higher pricing on GU. That kind of being said, just with tongue in cheek, because ultimately we technically we're still bearish on the daily, so I'm not throwing that away. But I'm just seeing on the lower time frame, I'm seeing some signs that price could be going up higher. But ultimately we're still bearish. So just keep that in mind. So I want to be pro sells if we get good areas to be selling from. This is for me a potentially a good area. If we reject nicely off of this area, then I have more confidence that we will be going lower towards the downside. So first of all, there might be a trade opportunity when we look for retracement and then continuation up higher. That's the one thing. The other thing, which can be a curveball, is we could react off of some small little zone that's not really significant and then just drop. That has happened as well. And then just boom, drop towards the downside. But I'm showing you what I'm currently anticipating. So this is the one area, looking for potentially see price go higher into this area. Second option is then if price reaches that area, I want to see a confirmation that it wants to go lower. and then potentially take a short from this area. Because the short, I do believe, will be in line with what the higher time frame narrative is, more or less, right now. But as you can also see, we have this big push up, this push down. This push down didn't really break well, it broke this low, it broke the low that created in New York session, but it was so sloppy. Look, it just consolidated, push down, push up. So this, it's really difficult to read. The 50-minute is not a walk in the park. It's difficult. We're seeing price getting some momentum towards the upside. This is the area that I'll be looking for to see if there's any potential trade ideas. I'll be sending an alert there. Just having a quick look at the 5-minute. If we were to look for long, so we rejected off of this imbalance, we're trading higher. We broke structure towards the upside. We made a pullback and then we're pushing up higher again. So I'll be interested in looking at this candle as well as the imbalance above it, this area. So, which could be an ideal situation if it starts slowing down, and at one of the session openings we get a drop down and then a drop up. So let's buy the dip. So this could potentially be a tradable idea as well. Something like this, and we would target then those highs. Listen, I'm just spitballing ideas here on what I see. So this is not trade advice. This is just my opinions and what I'm currently looking at. So currently I'm seeing some bullishness, but it might be short term before reacting off of an area where we then go lower from. So that's enough said on G. We're just going to have a quick look at pound yen as well. Let's go to the daily. So initially, I told the community, the team yesterday, that I was looking to see price run these relative equal highs. So that was the objective. We traded above it, and then we're seeing price rejecting off it. And now what's next? Do we have clean equal highs somewhere? No. Do we have clear previous high, like a swing high, to be reached for? Not really. So, do I know? I have no idea where price is going. I don't know. So I'm gonna make more depend more on lower time frames. Let's see. This could be the swing point, or the swing leg, or this one. Price pushing towards the upside, breaking above this high, and then we're rejecting off of this high, pushing down lower. And you can see how the pound yen is struggling to go above the Asian high, whereas GU way above the Asian high already. So that could mean one of two things. It could mean that this is a false move for price to again go lower, or it could mean that GJ is just a bit slower and will be following suit soon and push towards the upside. Just seeing price just tap this imbalance on the 1 hour, and we're seeing some form of rejection happening in there. So I think I'm just going to look at the 50-minute. So we did tap it really nicely. We haven't really swept the Asian lows yet. So in this case, this could be nice, and then a continuation up higher. If we see this drop, sweep the low, tap into further deeper into this imbalance, it could be the same as GU making that drop into this area and then going up higher. So there's some correlation between these two, and we can definitely be looking out for that. And then you can see there's a lot of imbalances to be filled that we can see price potentially reaching for today, filling that imbalances. And then this could then be an area, really good area to be looking for reaction if it's going to go short, because it's the extreme, it's the high, it's where this move originated from. And that could then be an area where price could be reaching for to react off to then go lower, or it could just break through it. As I said, nothing is 100% clear right now. Everything is a bit 50-50. So, yeah, do we like those odds? Not really. But those are the odds that's given to us. So this is what we currently have to work with. And then shorts. This is also an area of shorts, the Asian high. But will it just respect this Asian high, um, or will it just blast through it, sweep it first? So we could first see price sweep it and then just go lower. So all in all, there's a lot of uncertainty for me personally. I'm not 100% sure of a direction or a bias. I have a view more or less, but it's not 100%, more like 60, 70%. So I have to be careful not to not to do anything stupid too soon. So, guys, that's it from me this morning. It's a bit of a longer video, but I'm glad to be able to do this for YouTube and yes, for the community as well. And then, guys, I'll see you in the chats, community YouTube members. I'll see you in wherever. uh, Join the community, then you'll be in there as well. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Cheers. Bye.